What's up, Facebook? Ty Crandall here with Credit Suite. Today, we're doing a little bit of a zig, talking about some things that we've never really talked about before, which is kind of our review of what we think are the best business credit cards for 2017. So look, whether you're building business credit and getting credit without a personal guarantee and without a personal credit check, or whether you're starting to build business credit or starting to get your first commercial or business credit cards that do have a personal guarantee or personal credit check, there's a lot of choices out there. So since we work with so many different kinds of business credit, with a PG, without a PG, I thought I would just go ahead and do a live stream that reviews a lot of these accounts that are out there and kind of goes through the best ones for 2017. So whether you're looking for ones that will work for you if you have credit issues, or that will work for you because you want 0% balance transfers or the best points, etc., I'm going to kind of do a rundown. We're going to kind of spend some time today and just go through what we found with all the credit cards that we've worked with this year to be the best credit cards, depending on what you define the best to be. Meaning, do you want low 0% APRs that make it easy to transfer balances? Do you want points? Do you want accounts to help you build business credit? We've got a bunch of different options here for just about every kind of benefit you can imagine when it comes to credit cards. So again, that's what we're going to do today. Now, admittingly, my whiteboard will not be much help for us today, because what happened was my whiteboard artist had so much other stuff going on that she ran out of space here. So she kind of did a summary of some of them here, and then I'll be doing something I've never done before on a live stream, which is going to my notes here to give more details of what's not on the whiteboard. So you're going to leave today and you're going to know the best business credit cards you could get from what we found in 2017, depending on what you define the best to be. 0% APR, best for travel points, best for challenge credit, etc., etc., best for business credit building. We're going to dive in and we're going to go over it all. So let's start right here. And before we do, let me swipe right. I think that's what I need to do to get comments. So again, I'm going to try to view your comments and everything today. Hopefully I'll be good to do so. Okay, so we're going to start right here. Cards with 0% APR. So there's a lot of different options you when it comes to 0% APR cards. Now, my advice is that you work with a financial source that will help you get these cards, and here's why. Because we work with, this is one of the most popular products that we offer when it comes to business credit and business lending. Because somebody can get up to $150,000, 0% APRs, you can get it as a startup, and you can get cash out on these cards if you work with a financial source that can help you with those things. Okay, if you don't work with a financial source that can help you with those things, then you're not in a position where you can get 5 accounts. You can only usually get one of those, so it minimizes the amount that you can get on your own. But if you are coming in and you are going to get the accounts on your own, then the Inc. Business Chase or Business Cash Credit Card we found to be the best out there for the 0%. You need about a 690 score, so you need better credit to get a proof of that, but there's no annual fee and there's flexible rewards, so you still get rewards and you get 0% APRs. Now keep in mind, again, my advice is if you're looking for low APRs, if you're looking for the most amount of money, if you have a 690 score, probably don't go through to apply for these accounts one at a time. Because if you get 1 or 2, then other credit issuers see you have it, they will deny you, or they will not, or they'll deny you or approve you for less amount of money than what you could qualify for. So if you're going to come in and you're going to qualify and you want to get the most amount of revolving credit cards for your business, then what you really want to do is focus on working with a financial source that specializes in that area. Then they can usually get you 3 to 5 times the amount that you get on your own. And they do really well with these 0%, but they also give you the ability to get cash out. So it's something to consider. But if you're going to go at this on your own, then you really have 2 of the best options. One is the Inc. Business Cash Credit Card, and the other is also the Blue American Express Credit Card. So Amex has a Blue American Express card that also gives you 0% for 15 months. And when you're getting 0%, what you want is you want the best term. You want the longest amount of time that you're going to get the 0% for. So these give you that longest amount of time, even up to 15%. And on the Amex, you can even get 2 times the amount of points that you get on a lot of normal transactions. So pretty cool. So let's go to cards for fair credit. So closed caption, please. I'm not sure if I can activate closed caption on here. Love my Chase Inc. Yep, Skip, it is definitely good. And Stephanie, I don't know if I can do closed caption. I don't even know if that is an option to do or not. If it was, I definitely would turn that on. So the other are cards for fair credit. So when we look at cards for fair credit, and again, excuse my whiteboard, this usually walks us through, but I don't have a lot of the benefits today because a lot of these things aren't on there. So again, what we're talking about here is the best credit cards per these variables. Cash back, points, 0% interest rates. And remember, if you're considering business credit cards, there's a lot of benefits here. Because per SBA, the credit limits on these kind of commercial credit cards are about 10 to 100 times of what you're going to find on personal. So it gives you access to a lot more money, and you can also build your business credit with a lot of these accounts as well. Okay, now also keep in mind that if you go through financial sources that help you get these cards, they're usually going to offer you personal and business. Sometimes they'll call personal a standard, so keep an eye out on that. And also keep in mind, some of what we're going to talk about today will have a personal guarantee, some won't. I'll walk you through the ones that will and the won't. So, said, when we talk about cards for fair credit, I really like the Capital One Spark card, but I have a huge disclaimer on this. Capital One Spark card has several different cards that you can get with no annual fee. You get cash back rewards, and you can even get approved with low to mid 600s. But here's my disclaimer. You got to be careful with the Capital One Spark cards because they all report to the business credit reporting agencies and the consumer reporting agencies. So it creates an issue. So you try to stay away from cards that report on your business or on your consumer credit reports if you're going to use them to fund your business. The reason is because a third of your consumer credit score is based on utilization. So if you get cards that report on your consumer credit reports and your business credit reports as you use them, it will damage your consumer credit scores. So why do I even recommend Capital One Spark? Because there's not a lot of really good business credit cards out there that work for people that have challenge credit. The Capital One Spark card is one of those. Another one that I like is the Wells Fargo credit card. So Wells Fargo has a secured credit card that's also really good for business credit building. They report to the business credit reporting agencies. You don't have to have great credit for approval, and you can actually build your business credit as you're using those. So with Capital One Spark card and with the Wells Fargo, you can get approved with challenge credit, and you can also build your business credit at the same time, which is pretty powerful. Good morning, Joseph. Thanks for coming in. So, cards for travel points. So cards for travel points, meaning getting the most points for travel. There's a ton of options. What it comes down to is who do you travel with. If you're looking for the absolute best, they're usually offered by Air American Express. And one of the best we found is the Gold Delta Sky Miles business credit card. Okay, we like that because you get like 30,000 bonus miles after you spend like only $1,000 in the first 3 months. So it makes sense. And they give you like a $50 Delta credit as well. But again, who are you flying with? Okay, I have an American card that I love. I think it's great. It helps me build my business credit. I get really good points. I get cash back. I get all kinds of bonus miles when I fly. So who do you fly with? Usually the best cards I found are offered through Amex. This one from American Airlines is offered through MasterCard. But again, one of the best ones out there when it comes to the most points is the Gold Delta Sky Miles. But again, that only really works for you if you're actually flying with Delta. So another one's the Business Platinum card from Amex. That's a great one as well because you get access to like multiple airport lounge networks. You get like $200 worth of annual air travel free credit. You usually get 1 point for every dollar you spend, and you get like 1.5 points on a bunch of different kind of qualified purchases and $5 points on every dollar you spend for flights and hotels. That's pretty good. 5 points is one of the best we've seen when it comes to travel to get the most points when it comes to flights and hotels. Kevin, welcome. Thanks for coming in. LaTanya, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Andrew, welcome. So everybody, Amex is the Rolls Royce of credit cards. Yes, it is. Look, Amex has some of the best programs out there when it comes to business credit building and also for the biggest rewards, especially when it comes to air travel. So for travel points, again, that Gold Delta Sky Miles is a great account if you fly Delta. And you also really want to consider the Business Platinum card from Amex because what's nice about this is no matter who you fly with, you're getting 5 times the points with air flights and with hotel. So if you travel a lot, that's really one of the best ones that we've seen out there. So another one is the Ink Preferred card from Chase. And with this one, you get 80,000 bonus points after you spend $5,000 for 3 months. So that's another really, really good one, especially if you're using it for travel. So let's take a look at low APRs. So another option, another benefit, or one that we want to look at is the lowest interest rate or the lowest APR. Morning, thanks for coming in. So when it comes to low APRs, the U.S. Bank Business Edge card is one of the best out we've found, okay, because it gives you 12% or 12 months at 0% APR and pretty low rates after that, like rates between 10 and 15% after the 0% APR. So again, that is, let me go through and read that one to you again, because again, a little bit different here. I'm reading off of my this on top of my whiteboard because I ran out of space on my whiteboard to do this. So that's the U.S. Bank Business Edge Platinum. It reports to the business credit reporting agencies as well. So the benefit here is that you get what you're looking for with the low APR. After the 12 months at 0%, you still can keep your rates low and you're building your business credit at exactly the same time. So another one to consider is the Blue Business Plus credit card from American Express. That also gives you rates about 10 to 15% after your APR, your intro APR period, and you can get 0% for 15 months. So again, when I look at 0%, what I'm looking for, Joe, good morning. What I'm looking for is what's the longest time that you can keep the 0%. A lot of places are 6 to 12 months. The better ones are 15 to 18 months. So those work really, really, really good, especially for startups. And again, don't forget, when it comes to business credit building, Wells Fargo Secure Credit Card is one of my personal favorites. You need $500 to start it, but it reports to the business credit reporting agencies, and you can get approved for this even if you have challenge credit. So it's still a really good solution for you. Even if you have challenge credit, you're still able to get approved and you're able to build your business credit at the same time. So another one when it comes to cash back. Okay, so when you want to talk about the benefit of getting actual cash back, so cash rewards, getting actual cash back, and the best cards for getting cash back, one of the best ones really has to be the Simply Cash Plus business credit card from Amex. And again, I'm hitting on a lot of Amex cards because, guys, Amex reports a lot of their stuff to the business credit reporting agencies. That's important to me. I don't want you to get a credit card that's just a business credit card that has your business name on it, then reports to your consumer credit reports. We need to make sure that we're building your business credit as well as getting you whatever benefit you want. 0%, low rates, maybe it's to get the travel points, maybe it's to get the most points back on what you spend normally in your business. Those benefits are important, but the building of your business credit is important as well. And Raquel says the Wells Fargo can use the EIN for secure credit card. The Wells Fargo will ask for a personal guarantee and they will do a credit check, but you can get approved with that 620 to 650 credit scores, where a lot of the options we're going to talk about require much better credit. So with these, a lot of these, almost everything I'm telling you about so far is going to require a personal guarantee. And then we will talk a little bit more about the cards to get without the personal guarantee, but these are a way to jumpstart it if you have good credit. Remember, if you have average to good credit, you can get approved for a lot of these credit cards we're talking about now. If you don't, well then you want to use vendor accounts. You want to use Uline. You want to use Quill. You want to use Monopolize Your Marketplace. You want to use the Wells Fargo Secure Credit Card. With average or no credit requirements, you can get vendor credit account to get these, to start getting more credit cards without the personal guarantee. Most of these are going to actually require the personal guarantee, but still great ones to consider. So another one is the Business Gold Rewards Card from Amex, and that gives you 50,000 membership rewards after you spend $5,000, and there's 0% or there's zero annual fee, and then it's $175 after that. And another one along that same line is another Amex card called the Business Platinum Card for Amex, where you can get up to 75,000 membership rewards the minute you open the account, 50,000 membership rewards after spending $10,000, and you get 5 times membership rewards for flights and hotels. So that's the second one of those that we talked about today. So if you're gonna fly, then you might want to choose something like the Business Platinum Card from Amex, because again, the benefit there is that you're actually able to come in and get the most amount of points. So remember, there's a couple differences here, and let me talk about a couple different things. We've talked about a lot of different credit cards, and I don't mean to throw a lot out, but I wanted to go through as quickly as possible and give you ones that'll work for whether you're looking for the most cash back, the most points, the best interest. Now, most of these that we've talked about today, okay, most of the Amex that we've talked about, the Bank of America, most of these that we've talked about require a personal guarantee and a personal credit check. Some of them, like the Capital One Spark cards, report on the consumer and business credit reports. Most of these only report on the commercial credit reports. The Capital One Spark card's easier to get than a lot of these. A lot of them want 670 to 690 credit score. But here's the deal. if you have good credit, then you might want to consider a funding program that we call credit-based financing or unsecured business financing. Because with this program, there's a finance source that what they specialize in is getting credit cards. So what they know is they know all these credit cards at a much better than you do, much better than I do. And so what they'll do is they'll come in and apply for multiple credit cards at once, knowing which one you'll get approved for, and that'll get you 5 to 8 approvals at one time. Whereas if you were to try to go in and get this done on your own, you're typically only going to be able to get 1 to 3 of these. Now, the nice part about this program is that you're getting 0%, and in a lot of cases, you're getting the credit cards for 15 to 18 months at 0%. But the best part is that if you're working with a financial source that helps you get this kind of credit, then what they're going to do is help you get credit line cash out capability. So I love this program because I consider it really to be a hybrid program, meaning this. The benefit of credit cards is that you can get these 0% APRs for 6 to 18 months. You can't get that on credit lines. The benefit of credit lines is that you can take cash out. You can't do that on credit cards. Credit cards allow you to take a certain amount of cash out, then you pay like 20% interest rates after you take that amount beyond what they'll let you. What's nice about this program is you get both. You get 0% for 6 to 18 months, and you also get cash out. The financial source helps you liquidate the cards, so if you want to get 100% of the money cash out, you can, and you can do it at 0%. That's pretty sick because you can get $150,000 in physical cash, even as a startup, no doc, no revenue check, no bank statements required, no tax returns, and get it at 0%. It's one of the best programs that I've seen out there. Okay, so keep that in mind. When you're talking about getting credit cards for your business, you might want to consider working with a financial source who can help you do this. And if that makes sense, well, feel free to give us a ring. We don't charge you a dime to get you connected with a financial source. You can usually get pre-approved same day for them to tell you how much they're going to get you approved for. And again, you're going to pay them usually a fee. Normal finance sources in this space charge about a 12% fee. A lot of the sources we work with give us a discount because we do so much volume and are between a 9 and a 10% fee. SBA would charge you 5 to 8%. And just like SBA, you're rolling the fee into the actual financing you get. So basically what happens is the financial source will help come in and get you about 5 to 8 credit cards with credit cash out capability. They're basically credit lines. You need a 680 FICO score. If you don't have one, you can use a guarantor. You can get approved as a startup. It's no doc. There's no cash flow verification. There's no collateral verification. So how this program works, and Raquel says, is it a hard pull from personal credit? Well, here's how it works. We work with a bunch of different financial sources. We found 2 of them to be the best. One will do a soft pull. They're set up with TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. They do a soft pull, so it's not a hard inquiry. The second one doesn't even do a pull. They ask you to submit credit monitoring. The one that actually submits credit monitoring, we find, tends to get a little bit of a higher approval, so we usually try to put you there first. So what happens is if you're interested and you say, look, I'm interested in getting business credit cards. I want to get the most I can. I'd like to have the ability to take cash out. I'd like the ability to get 0% for as long as I can. I'd like the ability to also earn rewards points along the way. And I'd also like to build my business credit at the same time. Well, these accounts have all of those benefits and more. So what happens is you call us up. We will talk to you a little bit more. Make sure you have the 680 FICO score. They usually want utilization less than 30% on your consumer credit reports, less than 6 inquiries. If it sounds like you have that, we send you to the financial source the same day with no hard inquiry on your credit report. They give you a range of how much money they're going to get. And typically, it's 2 different amounts. They're going to give you a standard and business credit cards, which means cards that report on your consumer credit reports and your business credit reports. And they'll give you just the business credit reporting option. Ranges of how much money you're going to be able to get approved for. If you say, that makes sense, I want that, then you can move forward with them, and usually in 1 week to 3 weeks, you'll have access to between $50,000 and $150,000 in actual credit cards with credit cash out capability, meaning you could take all the cash out, you get 0% for 6 to 18 months, and they report to the business credit reporting agency. So here's the benefit there. If you look at the steps to build business credit, you're skipping step 3. When we build business credit, we set up your business credibly, we get you access to the business credit reports and set up your DUNS. Then you build vendor credit with places like Uline, Quill, and Granger. Well, when you use this program, you're getting 5 to 8 credit cards that report to the business credit reporting agencies. So that helps you skip step 3 because you get 5 physical cash accounts instead of actual vendor accounts. Now, these accounts will have a personal guarantee because remember, at this point, you don't have your business credit built. But since it completes step 3 of the business credit building process, once these accounts report and you start using them, then you skip vendors, you move right to getting high limit revolving accounts with almost every major retail store. And here's some real approvals so you can see whether it be IKEA or BJ's or Pitney Bowes, or you can actually get auto vehicle financing, Apple. I mean, almost every major retailer offers accounts. As we talked about, the limits are very high. It's very common to see $20,000 to $40,000 limits in 6 months or less with this program. But to get this without a personal guarantee, you need at least 5 accounts on your business credit reports. You have a couple options to get there. If you have a 680 FICO score or a guarantor, consider working with this financial source. You'll get more money, 0% in cash out. And the other benefit is you get the accounts you need to skip step 3 of your business credit building and move right into getting high limit revolving accounts at almost every major retail store. Once you get about 5 more of these with 10 total accounts, then you can get Visa cards, MasterCards, Amex cards without the personal guarantee, without the personal credit check. You can get auto vehicle financing without a PG, without a credit check. You can also get fleet credit where you can do fuel and auto repairs and maintenance without the personal credit check. To get here, you need 10 accounts. You can use 5 accounts from revolving stores and 5 accounts either using vendor credit or using this program. So again, that's one of my best advice is that if you're looking for the best business credit cards with the best longest term for 0% APR, if you're looking for something that gives you the cash out capability that helps you build your business credit at the same time, instead of trying to figure out which one of these may work with you, work with a financial source that can actually come in and get you the max amount of money. In doing so, you are going to pay a fee to them to do so, but the benefit is you'll usually get 5 times more than you'll get on your own, and you get the best of all worlds. The best cash back. You get the cash out. You get the 0% for the longest term. Okay, you get basically all these benefits we talked about. You're getting the ones with the best cash back where you can take the cash out. The ones with the best interest rates. The one with the 0% terms to be the longest. And the ones with the most points, the most rewards. And again, huge benefit because you're building your business credit at the same time. If that makes sense, well, feel free to give us a ring. We'll talk to you more. We never charge you a dime to help you with any kind of loan. Some lenders pay us a referral fee. That's how we get paid. Some don't, depending on the program. But again, it won't cost you a dime for us to help you, and you can usually get pre-approved for those accounts the exact same. Is the fee based on the amount of credit they can secure for your business? It's the amount of credit they do secure for your business. So we call this a success-based fee, meaning you don't pay anything up front. We don't work with any lenders at all that charge anybody up front. What happens is when you get your funding, they invoice you for what you actually receive. So you'll only pay on what you actually get. So the nice thing is you can tell them, they can say, hey, look, we can get you pre-approved for 120 grand. You say, I only want 70. They say, we'll only get you 70. And you only pay on 70. So typically, they can get you approved for a pretty high amount. It's usually 5 to 8 times the amount of your highest credit limit now. So if you have a revolving credit card with a $10,000 limit, they're usually going to get you 50 to 80 grand in 1 to 3 weeks with physical cash out capabilities, even as a startup, no collateral requirements, but you need a 680 FICO or a guarantor or a guarantor that has a 680 FICO. Could be family member, could be friend, could be business partner, could be colleague, can be any of those. Okay, and the fee is based on what you get, and you can roll it in and use the cards you get to pay the fee, which is what most of our clients end up doing. It's a really, really, really cool program because, again, you get it even as a startup. You don't need to have any collateral. You don't need to verify cash flow. It's no doc. You get 0% for up to 18 months on a lot of the accounts, and you're getting credit lines. I mean, they're credit cards, but you get the benefit of credit line capability, meaning you could take the physical cash out of 100 grand to 150 grand. So this is really one of the most popular programs that we see people go with that are looking to get these credit cards. Instead of going to get one that's the best travel points and one that's the best APR, you might as well work with people that specialize in that area to get the most amount of money at the absolute best terms. And Raquel says, then that would be first charge on the credit account. Yes, it would be, which is a good thing because of this. Your business credit reports, remember, commercial credit reports, and I'll see if I can pull one up here. Commercial credit reports don't show your credit limits. Commercial credit reports show the recent amount of credit that you've used. So this really ties in with how much money you're actually going to get approved for. So that basically, the more money you're using and putting on your credit cards, the higher amount that you're actually going to be able to get approved for. Okay, and actually, you know what? I'm going to show you what this looks like on a real D&B report. As you have any other questions, to type them in. So let me show you what this really looks like. So on a real credit report, I'm going to try to pull an Experian here to show you, and I'm going to try to go ahead and pull a business credit report here to show you as well. So when you look at credit reports, what's important to note is that first, they tell you, can you display your phone number on the screen? I can put it right here. This is the phone number if you'd like to get in touch with us, 877-600-2487, but want to get business credit advice. I'll help you in a second, Kenneth. Yes, I can give you advice if you have a low credit score. I will follow the full steps, doing it on your own. Can we get those same high amounts and cash out capabilities? Yes, you can, and I'll talk to you about that in a second. So to this point, your credit reports, and this is a D&B credit report, it tells how much money you're being recommended for. And if we come down to look at actual trade lines, and let me see if I can find a summary, here's why. So you can see that the recent amount of high credit you've used and your limit really ties in to that amount. When you're getting approved for $10,000 and $15,000, and by the way, this right here is an American Airlines account. This one right here is that Capital One Spark card. So these are vendor accounts. So this credit report is using vendor credit, and it's also using the credit I told you about today, the Capital One Spark and the American Airlines. Here's what's really interesting. This is a high limit of $10,000 to $15,000. In the consumer credit world, if you had a limit of 15 as your high, then the next credit card you get is going to be a limit pretty similar to this, about 15 to 17 grand. But look at what happens in the commercial world. When you show you can responsibly handle $10,000 and $15,000 revolving accounts, then what happens is the reporting agencies really jack up how much you're recommended for. The highest amount of revolving credit this person has is 15 grand. But yet the max amount of credit they're being recommended for is nearly 90. And so this is why it's so easy with business credit building to get these high limits. Because once you start getting limits of 2 grand, up here you start at these small limits, you jump really quick to 5, 8, 10. Then you jump really quick to 15, 16, 20. Then you almost immediately jump from 20 to 40. So you move up tiers of credit in the commercial world really, really fast. You could never do this in the consumer world. If you started with a credit card of $500, your next approval would be $700. Your next would be $1,000. Your next would be $1,500. It would take you years to get there. In this world, you start up here. This is where you start, $500 to $1,500. Then you jump up pretty quick to 5 grand, 8 grand range. Then you jump up to the 10, 15, 16,000. Then you jump to 20. Then you start getting 35 at Amazon. You start getting 40 at Fleet Card, 40 at Ford, 40 at Dell. These are real approvals from people that follow us on Facebook and Periscope. So somebody's asking, hey, what if I have bad credit? How can I do this? Well, 2 options. 1, use a guarantor. Guarantors are welcome with this program. Oh, I made somebody mad. I didn't mean to make you mad. Whoever put a sad, mad face in there, please tell me what I did wrong. I'll fix it immediately. So with this one, you can use a guarantor, a personal guarantor, a friend, a family member, a colleague, a business partner, somebody like that that does have a 680 FICO. Or you go the vendor route. If you use vendor credit instead of those Visa, MasterCards, you use a Uline, a Quill, the Wells Fargo Secure Credit Card, a Granger, then you can still follow the same steps of building business credit to get to the end goal of getting these high limit revolving credit accounts here, and then of also being able to get the auto vehicle financing, all those type of things. So if that makes sense, the purpose of this live stream was not to show you the steps to build business credit, but you can go to creditsuite.com/Facebook, and I have a free guide that maps out the exact steps in detail. Right? So it'll give you the steps. It'll talk you through the credibility. It'll talk you through how to get your reports and your duns. It'll talk you through this option of getting Uline, Granger, Quill, Wells Fargo, etc., where you don't need good credit because there's no credit check here. Then you start getting high limit revolving accounts like this. Not one of these accounts I'm showing you required a personal guarantee. Not one of these accounts required a personal credit check. So hopefully that, Kenneth, hopefully that answers your question. If you have credit challenges, skip this and instead go to Uline and Quill instead in step 3, and that will get you what you're looking for. Okay, and Herman says, I will follow the full steps doing it on our own. Can we get those same high amounts and cash capabilities? Cash capabilities usually come from a funding source that can help you liquidate the accounts because there's several kind of hacks or tricks to be able to do that. But yes, you can get the same kind of limits. You'll get even higher limits with no personal guarantee credit than you will with the PG credit, because when you start to get the no PG credit, no personal guarantee, your limits are already pretty high at that point. I mean, you're going to get a Dell credit card with a $10,000 limit probably 60 or 90 days in from starting to build your business credit, from nothing to getting $10,000 limits about 60 to 90 days in. And once they start to see you get 10, then the 15 and 20s follow. Then you start to get up to the 30, 40 pretty quick. So Raquel says, so for example, a $150,000 line would cost 18 at 12% on 0% interest card. Yeah, that sounds right. That math sounds right. We don't work with any sources that charge 12. That is the normal going rate on that program out there. Most of our financial sources will charge about 10%. So what'll happen is on 150, you'd pay about 15 grand as a total fee if you got the 150. Here's what you need to keep in mind. We worked with a client, for example, once and said, hey, I don't want to pay the fee. We said, no problem. Let's go in and see what we can get you at your bank. We got him everything the bank required. He got approved for $12,500. When he went through the financial source, they approved him for $75,000. So that's the difference, is with this program, you usually get 5 times more than you'll get on your own. On your own, you wouldn't pay a fee. But the benefit here is that you're usually getting 5 times the amount that you're going to get on your own. You're getting accounts that report to the business credit reporting agencies. You're getting 0% usually for 12 to 18 months. You're getting the best cards with the most amount of points, and you're getting cash out capabilities. So what you want to decide is, are all those benefits worth the fee, or would you rather go it on your own, not have the benefits and not have that? I can't decide that for you. That's something that you have to do. I will tell you that my American Airlines went through the same finance source, and I also pay 10% when I go through it too, because it's worth every penny. So when I go through to get the PG accounts, if I want more high limit PG accounts, I use the same source and I make them charge me a fee, even though they don't want to because we send them so much business. I make them charge me a fee because I think it's well worth it. And those are my primary cards that I use in a lot of cases because they give me the points, etc., that I actually need. Finally, kind of lost Trina, thank you for coming. I'm glad that you're here. I calculated worst case. Yeah, Raquel, it's, again, so you don't have to experience worst case. Just let us know. Here's our number. We can at least connect you with, give you a couple different financial sources. We don't charge you a dime. We'll help you through the process. And again, the lenders that we work with, or the finance sources, are charging between 9 and 10. Out in the space, you'll find a lot of people at 12. We see a lot of people that are charging even more. Well, if I got the Amex Business Platinum, the points would be worth it, and I would take off the spending limits. Well, that's what you're looking for, is that you just have to understand credit cards. If you understand credit cards the way that I understand credit cards, just because that's what we work with, then to find, the credit cards that have the best points, the longest APR, that report to the business credit reporting agencies, that you can take cash out on, there's so many benefits, and that's so hard to find, that I would rather pay somebody to do the work and get all those for me to get me the most amount of money than try to figure it out on my own. And it works really well. A lot of our clients end up from between 50 and 150 grand, no doc, no collateral, and they're able to get it even to start up, so it works really well. So, that being said, we went into a bunch of extra stuff today that wasn't even my intent. We talked about the best credit cards for 2017. I walked you through the best ones at 0%, the best ones with the lowest APR, the best ones for points and cash back, the best ones that worked for credit issues. If you missed this, well then go to facebook.com/credit suite. You can get this from the beginning and you can see those. Then we kind of zigzagged. Then we went over and we talked a little bit more about how to get the most amount of money using an unsecured business financing program where you can get up to 150 grand at 0%, get cash out capability, and get 5 to 8 cards, or 5 to 8 times the amount that you get on your own using your credit or that of a guarantor. And some people said, well, what if I don't have a 680 score of a guarantor? And then we talked right about how to jump and skip that step and use Uline, Quill, Granger vendors instead. And again, if you're not sure of the steps to build business credit, just grab our free guide, creditsuite.com/Facebook. That guide maps out these steps in detail. And again, we have some other live that we've done in the past on our Facebook page where we really talked about those steps, and I'll do more live streams on that topic as well. Raquel says, right now I'm paying my business cost via Amex Platinum to get my travel rewards. It's smart if you travel, and that's the thing, is you have to figure out what you want. If you travel a lot, then travel points make a big difference because you can get those flights for free. If you don't travel, then you're mostly concerned with points back on business expenses and other things. So again, if you're working with a financial source that'll help you, tell them what you want, and they'll actually help you get more of those kind of counts. Should you use your home address when building business credit? That guide, creditsuite.com/Facebook, will talk you through this. But the addresses, here's what you want to do in order. Use a real physical business address if you can. If you can't, go to creditsuite.com/virtual. Second option is to use a virtual address. Last resort option is to use a home address. Never do option is to use a UPS or PO box, including places like iPostal. If you think you're getting a virtual address and it's really cheap, like 10 or 50 bucks a month, then it's probably a UPS address. Those will get you denied all day. You can't even get a DUNS number with a UPS address, so you're not going to get far. So never use UPS, never use PO box. Try to get physical address. Try to use virtual beyond that. If you can't get a physical address or it's too expensive, you don't want to. If you don't want to pay for a virtual address, use your home address at last resort, but know that there's a real possibility that some credit issuers won't approve you with the home address, especially at the beginning, because it just doesn't make you look established. So just keep that in mind. What would you do if you have zero business credit, however, excellent personal credit? Michael, what I would do is start with this program right here. Give us a call. We'll talk to you more, but this makes sense. You have good personal credit. You can get 5 to 8 cards to start building your business credit. 0% rates for 6 to 18 months and take the cash out. They report to the business reporting agencies. So this is going to give you a jump start. While you're waiting for these cards to come, then what you want to do is you want to start building your business credit. Again, you can get the guide at creditsuite.com/Facebook. So these cards are in the mail to you. You know that will complete step 3. So then you'll want to build that business credibility, get set up, do your free check with the reporting agencies at creditsuite.com/reports to see if you have a report and get the DUNS. Then those cards show up, you use them, you've now accomplished step 3. Then you can move to steps 4 and step 5. If you have good credit, it's really better to use this program in place of step 3 than using vendor credit, because with vendor credit, you kind of have to buy stuff you normally wouldn't want to buy. And it's not a lot. You know, you're spending 50 bucks at Uline, 50 bucks at Quill, but if you don't have to buy stuff that you don't want to buy, use physical Visa cards and MasterCards and Amex cards, why not? And you can do that with a 680 FICO or higher. I have 5 accounts showing on D&B, but only 2 show on a report on experience. That's not uncommon. You know, a lot of creditors report to D&B, but a lot of credit issuers look at Experian for approval. So keep building your Experian as well. Now I'm confused. I didn't mean to confuse you. How can I confuse you? So I'm not sure where I confused you, but let me go back and explain it. So when you build business credit, there's basically 5 steps. You set up your business credibly. You do a search to see if you're set up with a reporting agency and get your DUNS number. You build initial credit. You get revolving store credit without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check. You get auto vehicle financing, fleet credit, Visa cards and MasterCards without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check. What we're talking about here is quite simple. Step 3, you have 2 options. You can either use vendor credit, Uline accounts, Quill, Granger to build your initial 5 trade lines you'll need. And this works great if you have credit issues. But if you don't have credit issues, then what you want to do is probably use this program instead. Because these are Visa cards, MasterCards, physical cash cards you can use. So don't be confused. It's all right. You've got 5 steps. They all stay the same. The only difference is, are you using vendor here or are you using Visa cards and MasterCards that require a personal guarantee here? That's really the main point you want to make. typically the choice is kind of made for you because it depends on how good or bad your credit is. If your credit's bad, you go to that step. If your credit's good, you go to this whiteboard and you use the unsecured credit to get you there. It really kind of depends on how good your credit is or bad your credit is. I want to start a real estate company. Should I stay away from the name of the business with property and other names? Real estate is a high-risk industry. So is all financial services, credit repair, business lending, anything. So try to keep your name as neutral as possible that doesn't reflect that you're in real estate or anything to do with that. And just so you know, I think, I don't know if we've done, check our Facebook page, facebook.com/Credit Suite. If we haven't done this already, we will be 12 easy ways to get business credit loans and credit lines for real estate investing. I'm not sure if we've done this Facebook stream or not, but it's one to keep an eye out for. I'm here almost every Thursday at 11 except for next week. I'll be traveling to Vegas next week. This might already be on our Facebook page. That's a really good one to reference because it's a bunch of financing that works just for real estate investing if that's what you're looking to do. And let me see here. Oh, I got all kinds of stuff that's coming in now. Okay. And Kevin says, hey, what's up, Kevin? I'm glad you're here, man. So I'm not red flagged. Yeah, look, nobody's going to red flag you because the name real estate isn't your business name. That won't happen. If you want to get red flagged, then try to beat the system by getting things like shelf corporations. Try to beat the system by buying trade lines. Try to con Dun & Bradstreet, and that'll get you red flagged. And I've got plenty of those people that tell me the red flag, and there's no coming back from that. Maurice, what will happen putting real estate in your name is you have a tougher time getting automated approvals. When we build business credit, that's our goal, right? You've been there before. You go to apply for a credit card, you get an immediate approval. You've been there before. You go to apply for a credit card, the wheel turns, you get the dreaded, you'll hear by mail in 7 to 10 days, and it's almost always a denial. For me, it's always been a denial if I've ever seen that before. What you want is you want the automated approval. So automated approvals, they have a series of criteria they're checking to make sure if you meet. If you meet it, you get approved. If you don't get approved. So the goal, Maurice, is to set up your business credibly per step one right behind me here to make sure that you can get automated approvals. Well, if you have something in your business name that indicates you're in a high-risk industry, that can trigger a flag when they're trying to actually automatically approve you, pushes it to manual review, which usually does not end well. So we want to understand the criteria these credit issuers have really well so you can meet the criteria before you apply, pushing for the automated approval. Hopefully, Maurice, that makes it make a little bit more sense. Now, how can I get a vendor on business credit? Again, get the guide, creditsuite.com/Facebook. That'll walk through the steps of setting up your business credibly, getting your DUNS, and then it walks you through the vendors that you can get that do report to the business credit reporting agencies. Where can I find all those steps? It's at creditsuite.com/Facebook. And if you go to our main website, creditsuite.com, top right of our page, we have a bunch of different social media links with YouTube videos and all kinds of past things. If you go to our Facebook page, you'll also probably find that we've got other videos that just walk through how to get vendor credit and how to start your business credit reporting agencies and that map out the steps as well. I don't have time today to cover all of that, but I can tell you I've got videos on YouTube, youtube.com/Credit Suite that go through it. I've also got videos on our Facebook page if you look at past videos that map out the steps to building business credit as well. Your business name should be as generic as possible. Kevin is the man. I mean, Kevin has followed these steps, has a lot of success, already is obtaining a lot of credit. So very wise words from him is try to use as generic a name as possible or one that at least doesn't reflect that you're in a high-risk industry. And Michael, I'm not sure what your question where is. YouTube has 1,000 hours of info. We've got about 300 videos on YouTube that'll map this stuff out for you guys. So he is writing that. How can I get vendor credit without touching my low personal credit? Again, Kenneth, I'm trying to help, but you're coming back to the exact same questions. It's all in that guide, creditsuite.com/Facebook. It's a matter of following these steps, setting up the business credibly, getting your DUNS, and then getting vendors that report to the business credit reporting agencies. These vendors will not look at your personal credit report. Once you get a handful of these accounts, they report to the business credit reporting agencies. Then you can leave your social blank using those handful of accounts that you've now put on the credit report. Then you'll start getting approved for revolving store credit and move up to the step 4, step 5, cash credit, fleet credit, auto vehicle financing. It's just a matter of establishing some initial business credit. You can do that through the vendor account. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. How can I get a review of my business credit file? You can give us a call at 877-600-2487. And we will review your credit safe credit report with you. We can also help you get your credit reports for under $2 with Experian and with D&B. And I'm not selling our services at all, but if you did enroll with us, then you can also let our team know, and our team will give you the ability to give you free credit reports for at least 30 to 90 days. So if you tell them and say, I was on Ty's stream and I want to enroll and he said I could get credit reports free for 30 days or 90 days, then our team can help make that happen for you. Usually it's very rare that we offer those incentives from time to time, but we can do that. We can review your credit safe report even as a client at no cost. I used to be able to review Experian, but they don't like to give people the ability to pull credit reports that are in the space of helping people build business credit or monitor business credit. So they remove their capability, or we do that for you as well. EIN number and DUNS number are different. Yes, your EIN number is the number the IRS and our country recognizes your business. The DUNS number is used worldwide, and the EIN is what your credit's built under. The DUNS number is just a good step because a lot of credit issuers won't approve you for credit unless you have that DUNS number. And sis, I appreciate the great information, Kevin. I'm stuck at step 3 and can't get to Dell Best Buy level. I keep getting denied. Well, of course, if you're, that's because you don't have enough accounts reporting, Trina. Usually. Now, you said you had 3 with D&B or 2 with Dun & Brad or 2 with Experian. So you have to keep trying. Keep in mind, guys, that what we tell clients is that, look, we take years of business credit building and condense it down into only months. And here's exactly why. Because when you're doing this on your own, even though I will tell you that once you have 5 accounts reporting, you'll start to get store credit, how many accounts you need is different for Dell, it's different for Best Buy, it's different for Staples, it's different for Apple. So with our clients, when you look at Apple, we tell you exactly how many accounts you need to get it. We tell you exactly how many accounts that you need to get Dell or how many you need to get Best Buy. If you don't have something like that, then it's a little bit of trial and error, which is why it takes you longer to build your business credit. So again, not trying to do any self-promotion. I'm just saying that when you're working with a company like us that knows exactly this and maps it out, you don't get denied. You know exactly how many accounts you need to get with each source. I don't have the time to go through every major retailer and how many accounts you need for each, nor do I have that memorized. Okay, so the problem is that if you're doing it on your own, you're just going to run into these pitfalls because you're going to have to keep applying to figure out which ones will approve you with 5. Then you get them, you use them, that gives you 6 and 7. Then you can get more trade lines. So the bottom line is if you're getting denied, it's because you don't have enough trade lines reporting to get approved for the source you're applying for. So that means you have to apply with other sources to get approved, use those accounts, then go back to that original source to make sure that you apply again. And as long as you have enough trade lines, they will approve you. It's just every retailer has a certain number of trade lines they want to see. They're all not 5. They're all not 6. They're all not 7. They're all a little bit different. So hopefully that helps you there as well. Number again to call in if we can help you. Here is our number. We can help you basically build your business credit. Guys, look. The bottom line is you can go get our guide. You can go to our YouTube. You can see we help a lot with free training. It's just, you know, as Trina said, you're going to run into a lot of issues that will just take you a little bit more time. If you're patient and you wait, you know, go through a 1 to 2 year process, you could be successful. What we do is we just help condense that for you if you're interested. The other thing we can help you do is we don't charge you a dime to get loans. So if you have collateral, if you have consistent cash flow, if you have good personal credit, we can help you with any of these kind of loan programs, some really cool credit lines, and we don't charge you a dime to do so. So you can give us a ring. We can pre-qualify you for financing. It doesn't cost anything to see what you can get approved for. We could talk to you more about this program we talked about today. We could talk to you more about our business credit building program as well, just so you know. And look, guys, when it comes to building, we're not cheap. We're expensive. We're $3,000 plus. But also keep in mind, when you work with us, we give you things like access to credit monitoring for $300 a year when you'll pay $2,500 a year for it without us. So, it's actually cheaper to build business credit with us than on your own, because we save you $2,200 on credit monitoring. We save you $400 a year on 411 listing. So we give you so many things that you'll have to pay for. But again, you kind of have to make that decision. If you want to do it on your own, we give you a ton of free info to help you, but it's a little bit of trial and error. Don't get frustrated. Just know that you need a certain amount of trade lines to get approved for the sources you're applying for. If you're getting denied, you just don't have enough trade lines. Try some other sources until you get approved, then go back to that source as you have more trade lines, and that'll typically take care of that for you. And you can also get with and Trina, if you have 7 accounts reporting, you should be able to start getting a lot of those store credits. But again, if you skipped a step, like you skipped step 1, you didn't get your DUNS number in step 2, you didn't follow one of the points in step 1 to set up your business credibly, all of those can also be reasons for denial as well. Do you know if transportation industry is high risk? No, it's not considered to be high risk, Kenneth, so hopefully that helps you. So, a lot of information we went in today. As always, you're awesome. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So we went through a lot of information today. If you came in late, you can go to Facebook and check this out from the beginning. We talked about the best business credit cards to get in 2017. We talked about an unsecured business financing program that'll get you 5 to 8 times the amount of credit you'll get on your own, and get the cash out, and get 0%. We even talked through the steps of building business credit as well. So not really in depth, but we went through them, and creditsuite.com/Facebook's a great guide that maps you through everything. And again, if you have questions along the way, feel free to go through it. 877-600-2487. 877-600-2487. And Kevin says your program's well worth it. It makes it very easy. Even I can do it. I appreciate that. Kevin's having a lot of success. So listen to what he says. People like Kevin and Christine, who follow us on here, Mark, who follows us, he's the ones responsible for all these approvals where they're getting approved. We're monitoring their credit reports. We're seeing their success, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So again, that can be very effective. Our tech consulting is not considered a high risk either. So I'm going to wrap this up. A lot of stuff we covered today. I will be back in 2 weeks on Thursday. Next week, I'm taking a little mini vacation with my wife. We're going with a bunch of our friends to Las Vegas. I don't know, we're going to do a bunch of crazy stuff out there. Should be fun. Never really been to Vegas. I've been once. I flew in for a meeting and flew out that day, so it doesn't really count. So I won't be here next Thursday. But the next week, 2 weeks from today, I will be here at 11 o'clock Eastern, and I'm pretty much here every Thursday at 11 unless I'm out of town, which sometimes does happen. Actually, I misspoke. I won't be here until 3 weeks from today. Next week, I will be in Vegas. The next week, I will actually be at the Credit Boot Camp in Orlando, Florida. So we can actually get you free tickets to the Credit Boot Camp in Orlando, Florida. If you don't have some already, give us a call, 877-600-2487. We'll help you get connected. You can see me, see all our team. A bunch of us will be there in Orlando the first week of November, November 2nd through the 5th. I'll be there the whole time. A lot of our team will be there. So I won't be going live then either, but the week after, I'll be back live. The only time I miss live here on Facebook at 11 is when I'm out of town, which sometimes does happen. So Vegas, shot glasses for the group. That's funny. Well, I will, if I remember, I might get Facebook shot glasses for everybody. Enjoy, be safe. Okay, so I will see you. And just so you know, Kevin, I will not be on Periscope the next week either because I will be at the actual boot camp more than likely. So I appreciate you coming. It means a lot. I know how valuable your time is. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the loves. Thanks for the shares. Thanks for the engagement in the comments. It's a whole different experience now that I've learned to swipe left to be able to see everybody's comments. I'll see you in 3 weeks back here at 11 o'clock on Facebook because next week I'll be out of town. The next week I hope to see a lot of you at Credit Boot Camp in Orlando, Florida. It's a lot of fun. You'll learn a lot of stuff about consumer credit, a lot of stuff about business credit. And if you were to go, then I'd get to spend a lot of time with you. You'd also get to spend a lot of time with about 3 other people on our team that if you've ever called into our company, you've probably spoken with before. So I'd love to see you there. Hopefully I'll get a chance to see you. Gabrielle, that's very, very cool of you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you not next week, not the week after, but the week after there when I get back to doing our live streams, and we'll talk about a lot more topics in the weeks to come. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.